This commentary is coming out of Kansas City, and I will also be bringing you some news updates alongside the main story. Thank you for joining me. Before I get started, I want to mention a few little details that are in the news right now. Chad Daybell told his lawyer he didn't have money uh, to afford him any longer, but a judge has ruled that his attorney has to continue on with the case. Expected trial date is looking more like September of this year, 2024. Scott Peterson, the LA Innocence Project, has taken on his new trial. They claim they have evidence that was not, they have new evidence in the case, and they want certain things tested, such as, this is so crazy to me, the bag that was found near the body of the mother and the baby, twine that was wrapped around the baby's neck. This is very odd to me. This is crazy to me. A juror has come forward to say, well, I voted according to the information that the state brought. But that's the claim that his defense attorneys are making, that something wasn't done properly. So here we have a round two of Mr. Peterson. One of the detectives has spoken, and he feels as if there won't be a different outcome this second time. That's how he feels. But what's weird is that the juror said, well, he will have a certain type of feeling if it comes back, that he's found innocent, which I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But he feels like if the state didn't do everything they were supposed to do or represent the case properly, then yes, Mr. Peterson deserves a second time to go before the court. 12 members of a jury. So the LA Innocence Project is handling this case pertaining to Scott Peterson. Unbelievable. Ruby Franke's kids. Mr. Franke, the husband, wants restitution for care of the children if he's to get custody of them, such as mental care, mental assessments that have been done, mental assessments that need to further with the children so they can cope with what happened to them and ascertain what happened to them by their mother and Jodi Hildebrandt. And I find it interesting that he wants to ask for funds. He's suing Jodi, but not suing his wife, which I find strange. Your wife abused her own children. I feel like you played a part in that because you had allegations against you before you two ever met Jodi Hildebrandt. So what's the deal? Okay? You left your family. You left your family from the guise of this lady, Jodi. That's a choice. You did not have to leave your family. Number one, you did not have to assist in abusing your children, because I believe you let and abuse your children as well. Maybe not physically, but you were there for the ride, because we already know that what happened with the children didn't just start overnight when she met Jodi. I don't believe that. I believe the allegations made by people who are watching the YouTube channel. So it is what it is. Number one, you allowed the lady to move into your home. That's a choice. Okay, then you let her talk you into leaving the house and you stay gone for a year, no contact with your children or your wife. That's a choice. So to cry and moan now, you want restitution or you want money from Jodi Hildebrandt, you're suing her. Utah has a law that would allow this to transpire, for there to be funds exacted for, I guess, abuse, harm. It's, I guess, a victim's law. We'll get more into that at another time, but I feel like he's just as guilty as his wife. The children are in the state's care, for those of you who did not know that. I don't know why I kept thinking that the sister had them, but no, they're in the state's care. So he's hoping to get custody of the children. So that's why he's wanting to, naturally get some funds, sue whomever, because the children are going to need continued support, mental therapy, so on and so forth. And I won't doubt they're also charging him for the children. He and his wife. Naturally, the wife can't pay anything because she's incarcerated and has pled guilty to the abuse of the children. Alec Baldwin has been indicted for the shooting of that young lady on the Rust movie set. BK, Brian Kohlberger's lawyers want some unsealed documents to be released. I did not dig deep into that, but I'll bring another update pertaining to that. Uvalde, the shooting that took place at the schoolhouse by a young man. There's 600 pages of the report by the Department of Justice, and it has relayed to the public that there were significant failures exacted by the first 11 officers that came onto the scene, and they did not eliminate the threat, the immediate threat that was transpiring with the active shooter. 77 minutes elapsed before someone decided to breach the door, as most of you know who followed that case. There's a tell-all book to be released about Meghan and Harry across the pond, and it's going to be revealing information about the name of the baby, Lilibet, which was the Queen's nickname as a child. Meghan and Harry are assessing that, or asserting that they told the Queen about the name or asked about naming the child Lilibet, but an insider is saying they just informed her. They didn't ask her first. They just came to her and said, oh, we're naming the baby Lilibet. Her name is Lilibet, rather. Either way, not that some of you probably care about the news abroad, but I thought that was interesting that that's going to be in the tell-all book. And how convenient would it be to talk about it and she's deceased? She can't defend herself. And it's really, some people might say, well, what's the big deal? Most people would be flattered. So that insider was saying she was flattered, but it was just a matter of how they came to her with the name. You're entitled to your opinion pertaining to the naming of the baby. Oh, what a mess. It's sad that they have stayed in the media. Meghan felt ousted by the family because this family has had so much controversy with Prince Charles, King Charles now, and the late Princess Diana. I believe the lady was mistreated. I believe she had a philandering husband. He could not let Camilla go for some sick reason. Now they are together finally, but still in poor taste, bad taste in my opinion. You still were second best, because if he truly loved you, he would have married you anyway or tried to be with you. But a documentary or a movie I watched, she already had gotten with a man. Okay, she ended up dating a guy. She chased a guy who basically was a whore himself, but she loved him, but still had some type of affection, I guess, towards Charles. And the sick part of that story is that from this movie, they, if the allegations are true, they all remained friends right up until he married Princess Diana, which was so weird. You got this man pining for you. He's got this image to maintain. But you are chasing this other guy who's handsome, dashing, but a whore. And Charles is pining for you. But then when Charles marries Diana, I think that's when Camilla got into her feelings like, dang, this guy's been chasing me this whole time, but I couldn't marry him because they didn't feel like I was good enough anyway. So I went off and chased this guy. Just a sad trilogy of what happens when you live a certain type of life and you can't make decisions for yourself because there's an expectation. And Charles followed the expectation, but Princess Diana paid the price. And that's what's so sad. And then when she finally left, filed for divorce, she goes off, dates that guy. And then, a year or two later or so, she dies in a tragic car crash in Paris. So it's such a short-lived life. Imagine being married for years to somebody you're unhappy. They show you no respect, no regard for you because they're in love with this other woman, which Camilla is no morning star. I don't mean to be rude, but that is not a pretty lady. And I know looks isn't everything, but I don't get it. I don't get it. I never have. And then in the end, she finally got him. That's what's so crazy about the story. She got him as an old woman. But that's the point of the story, too. He never stopped messing around with her. So it wouldn't matter who he married. If it wasn't Princess Diana, it would have been whomever. Now to my story. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the Vault. There's a tragic story coming out of Kansas City of 3 men found frozen to death outside of their friend's home. They went to this man's home to watch a football game. Kansas City Chiefs were playing, and they are no longer alive. The suspect, I have his name. Well, I shouldn't say suspect because he has not been arrested and has not been formally named as a person of interest. But the owner of the house is Mr. Jordan Willis. Wherever you are, sorry, not sorry. There are some people that are very angry with you. They feel like you know what happened to those guys out there. 39-degree weather. Why are 3 men lying outside your yard, sir, deceased, your so-called friends? Is this a case of a mad scientist who took something personal? I got this weird feeling that this is personal, what happened to these men. I could be wrong. I don't mind retracting my statement, but something is very off. And that's just a gut feeling I got. Let's hear the commentary, everybody. Thank you for joining me.
Is 38-year-old Ricky Johnson.
1 second, let me get all their names. Okay.
A bizarre story out of Kansas City remains a mystery tonight. 3 men found dead outside of a friend's home after they'd all gone over to watch the Chiefs game with him last Sunday. A living friend whose home they had gone to never contacted the police, claiming the 3 men identified as 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 37-year-old David Harrington, and 36-year-old Clayton McGinney froze to death outside of his home. According to Kansas City police, loved ones were trying to get in touch with the men, but were not getting responses. That's when the fiance of one of them went to the home. No one answered the front door. The woman broke through a basement window and found a body on the back porch. 2 other bodies were found by the police in the backyard shortly after. Now, some family and friends are not buying the explanation that, 3 guys just freeze to death outside someone's home when they went to watch a football game. David Harrington's mother, Jennifer Marquez, recently spoke to our Kansas City affiliate to air her frustrations.
I'm furious. Everybody's furious. Nobody believes this story.
Friends of the 3 men also took to social media to air their anger. One friend saying this man was inside his home alive. All my friends were dead in his yard for Lord knows how long. They were all hanging out since after the game Sunday. He knew people were looking for them. He read messages of people searching for him on Tuesday. My husband banged on his door for 20 minutes. My friend banged on a door and then busted a window and yelled and announced her presence while she's inside, and still nothing from him. Then the cops come 10 minutes later and he comes out nonchalant in his boxers with an empty wine glass in his hand. Nothing is adding up. Dave, Clay, and Ricky need and deserve justice. They didn't deserve this. The autopsy results are currently pending, but as of now, the police are saying no signs of foul play. And they're not treating this as a homicide investigation. That seems curious, right?
Right.
They just died? They just froze? I'm sure we're going to get more information once the autopsies come out, but I've been trying to think about how this could happen, right? They go to the game, they watch the game, they go outside, they can't get back into the house, but what, none of them had cell phones? I mean,
right.
I just don't understand it. Anyway, big show tomorrow. We're covering all things crime, hitting everything from the stunning news out of the Scott Peterson case that the Innocence Project is now representing him to the upcoming Alex Murdaugh hearing. Gypsy Rose Blanchard has gone viral since her release from prison. Geraldo Rivera, Ashley Banfield, Jesse Weber. How's that for an all-star panel? Banfield starts now. Thank you for watching.
News Nation is the source. Thank you all so much for joining me. So that post, I'm trying to find it now because I was reading it earlier. One of the females dating one of the victims broke in. She was able to get in, and she found her fiance outside. 1 on the porch, 2 were in the yard. And it is a very baffling story because you can't make any sense out of it. And what happened? The owner of the house is an alleged scientist. So what are we talking about here? Did he poison these young men? Did he give them some type of narcotic drug, a trial drug? Is this some type of revenge exacted against one or more of the guys? Did he put something in their drink, their food? Why is he the only one alive? What happened? Can't say it was carbon monoxide poisoning because he would have been deceased. And then how would they have gotten outside if we want to say it was carbon monoxide poisoning? That's what happened if you were inside of a home. What's really bizarre about the story is that 3 young guys died not too long ago in Kansas City inside of a house, but that was carbon monoxide poison. Very interesting. Let's read some of this commentary from Facebook. Kaylee Latier shared this post. It's the same as what you had heard about this man, Mr. Jordan Willis, was inside his home alive while my friends were dead in his yard for Lord knows how long. They were all hanging out since after the game Sunday. He knew people were looking for them. He read messages of people searching for him on Tuesday. Very interesting. How would they know he read the messages? I didn't recollect that earlier. My husband banged on his door for 20 minutes. My friend banged on his door and then busted a window and yelled and announced her presence. Wow, she's inside and still nothing from him. Then the cops come 10 minutes later and he comes out nonchalant in his boxers with an empty wine glass in his hand. Nothing is adding up. Dave, Clay, and Ricky need and deserve justice. They didn't deserve this. That is by Kaylee Latier, posted January 10th. 7 minutes ago by Lindsay Ray Baldwin. These were my friends. 3 men do not just go outside. Well, this is probably a while ago, but it was posted 7 minutes at that time, excuse me. These were my friends. 3 men do not just go outside and freeze to death while the owner of the home, their friend, stays inside, and only when police show up, come outside in boxers like you've just been chilling for 2 days while your friends are dead outside. Make noise here, people. This story is not okay. He had been contacted for over 24 hours prior about where our friends were, and also their car still parked at his house and didn't reply to anyone. So how many cars were outside? Were there 3 cars, 2 cars, or 1? How did the guys drive? Did they all drive in 1 car? 2 cars, 3? She says their cars were parked outside. So I'm assuming everyone drove their own car. Very interesting. Oh, Lordy. It's a very sick story. This story is coming out of Northland of Kansas City. If you're curious to the information. Imagine banging on someone's door, breaking into the house, which is against the law, but hey, she thought something was suspicious, she, the other guy. And to make your way into the house, by law, he could have shot her or whomever made their way into the home. Imagine that. To only find your loved one outside, deceased. And not only is your loved one outside on the porch, another friend is also outside deceased. All men frozen to death. Police say no foul play, but autopsies are pending. The relatives feel like that is too premature to say no foul play, and I do agree. Because I think we all know you're not going to be able to explain this logically. You may not see any visible wounds on the victims to make that claim, but you should not have made that claim because you can't explain logically why 3 guys would be outside, their cars are outside, and then the guy sitting inside drinking, chilling, ignoring phone calls, ignoring people banging on the door. Police has to be called after the discovery of 3 dead people. So the neighbor next door, you didn't notice anything such as dead people lying outside? Because when I look at the house, he has a fence around it from what I can see in this small picture, and there is a house directly next door. So nobody saw dead people outside. My goodness. Neighbors have claimed to have seen a U-Haul at his house after this incident. So now we have to ask, Mr. Jordan Willis, where are you today? And where were you going in that U-Haul? Have you moved out of that house? And are you scared? Because you should be. And I do believe Kansas City will be making some noise because this don't look good. Yes, very sad and bizarre. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Was he making a move? What do you mean, Panda? I should say so. You have a U-Haul. 384 comments under this post. That's a lot. Let's see what the people have to say. Well, if I can read it, hold on. I don't want to comment. Well, won't let me read the comments. Oh, Lordy. Maybe I won't be able to read it. I probably have to go to the article itself. Let's see if anybody else got any post about it. The lady you heard talking is Mr. Harrington's mother, Miss Marquez. She's the lady I reached out to earlier today. She has not responded to the Queen. We will see if she decides to respond. Now it's saying I'm offline. What is going on? Oh, Lord, me and this internet is just like wicked. Doesn't want me talking, I guess. I don't know. Trying to get a picture of the guys. Somebody makes a comment and it says, check this, the owner of the house wasn't there, but when the police arrived, the owner opened the door, suspect fentanyl, the victims were put outside, then the owner grabs the stash and anything illegal. The owner left to get rid of the evidence, then returned. Now, I'm not here to make any allegations of drugs or anything. Some people probably will suspect maybe they were getting high. I don't know. I don't know the victims to say what they were into, but they say that the owner of the house is a scientist. So, excuse me, maybe he put something in their food or drink. I'm not sure, but it's very bizarre. Oh, shoot. I'm about to tear something loose here. Hold on a minute, you guys. Okay. I had to pull the computer off just so I could give you all a view. These are the guys. The one to the left, that's Mr. Harrington. Okay. This is a very sad story because you don't know what to say, but you know there's got to be some type of guilty knowledge, because why not open the door? Your friends are outside, deceased. Why not open the door? I mean, it's common sense. David Harrington, Clayton McGinney, and Ricky Johnson are the names of the men, all Caucasian men, found deceased outside their so-called friend's home. No one had heard from these men, okay? Watching an alleged football game on that Sunday, Kansas City Chiefs game. 3 days later, those three friends were found dead outside of the home. 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 37-year-old David Harrington, and 36-year-old Clayton McKinney. All of them were a year apart. Very interesting. Discovered that late Tuesday night when McGinney's fiance went to the house looking for the men, according to a spokesperson for the Kansas City Police Department. Two friends of the man who spoke with Inside Edition Digital say that the three had all gone to the house on Sunday to watch the Kansas City Chiefs game, and no one heard from them since that time. Those friends also claim that calls to the person who is currently living in that house went unanswered in the days after the game, and the allegation police would not comment on at this time, of course. No answer at the door on that Tuesday night. McGinney's fiance broke into the basement of the residence, says police spokesperson to the Inside Edition Digital. She discovered the first dead body on the back porch, according to the police. Officers responded to the scene a short time later. Upon further investigation, located two other dead bodies in the backyard. The person living at the home has not been charged with the crime. There were no obvious signs of foul play, and investigators are still waiting for the medical examiner report to shed more light on what happened, according to the police spokesperson. There is no more information available at this time, and the police spokesperson said a search warrant is being obtained for the residence. Police also will not comment on the claim being made by furious friends and family. This man, redacted, was inside his home while my friends were dead in his yard for Lord knows how long. And I've already read you that anyway, about how the person banged on the door and the police came 10 minutes later. Another friend made this claim to Facebook on her Facebook page. Lord have mercy. This is just a wicked story. Three men do not just go outside and freeze to death, while the owner of the home, their friend, stays inside, and only when police show up, come outside in boxers like you've just been chilling for 2 days, because I read you that post too. Once again, as she said, Miss Lindsay, make noise here, people. This story is not okay. He had been contacted for over 24 hours prior where our friends were, and also their car still parked at his house. Did not reply to anyone. The lady you heard speaking, her name is Jennifer Marquez. She told Fox 4 that the person living in the home allegedly told police that his friends froze to death. This makes no sense, though. I'm furious. Everybody is furious. Nobody believes the story. None of his friends, none of his families, none of us believe. Inside Edition reached out to the person living in the home multiple times, but he did not respond to the request for comment. The family of Ricky Johnson, a married father of three, has started a GoFundMe to help with funeral expenses. Wow. What do you think about that, everybody? What a mess. This is a mess. I'd hate to hear that it was drugs, but it's still not going to explain how they got outside. How would your friends get outside? You don't notice their cars are outside. You had to have known. Mr. Jordan Willis, yeah, I'm calling out your government name, sir. What happened to your friends? Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Okay, Patricia. What happened to your friends, sir? They came over to watch a game. Were you all drinking? What were you drinking? What did you eat? What did you serve for them? How long did they stay after the game? Did they leave right away or they lingered a while? Were there any narcotics in buying? Was there an argument, disagreement? Did you poison your friends, sir? Did you poison your friends? Is there one of the guys in the group you didn't like? Has there been an altercation, a smart comment, sly comment? Please explain, because I'm utterly confused. Now, what do you have to say for yourself? Just that they froze. So basically, you're acting like you knew they were back there. That makes no sense to say, oh, they froze. But it was 39 degrees outside. They may have had a little bit of hypothermia, but they wouldn't have frozen to death. And why would they be outside anyway? And they're grown men and they have a car. They can get inside of their car and go home. What are you going to tell us? They were playing hide and go seek? Please stop it. Are we talking about somebody that's mentally ill? Mr. Jordan Willis. Ah, Kung Fu, exactly. Why are you alive, Mr. Willis? That's the number one question. They went outside to play, but you decided to stay in where it was nice and warm and fuzzy. Of course. I don't know what happened, but my gut is telling me this is personal. This is just a feeling I get. This was personal. Maybe a game went wrong. Yeah, could have been an argument. That's why I said, who knows? You know how guys, they get when they're around each other, they get to talking, smack talk. Somebody says something out of the way, but you still couldn't explain no wounds, no visible wounds. So this seems premeditated. And then they say he's a scientist. So we have to factor that in. A scientist would know what could be in bind and make a person become unalive and also undetected. So are we talking about a mad scientist scenario? He was experimenting on his friends, willing or unwilling the guys, and or he had a problem with the guys, and this was his revenge. Because you still can't explain how they got outside. How would the guys all gotten outside? So they have exacted a search warrant, and I'm sure the house will be very telling, because sometimes people think they've gotten rid of everything, and they have not. You've got to know that autopsy is going to reveal something. Something in the fingernails. If it's poison, they're going to look in the organs, the liver, the kidneys, the hair, the fingernails, the toenails. Oh, yes. Drugs, naturally in the hair, the bloodstream, they're gonna look. And I'm sure they're going to be very thorough. So it'll be a couple of weeks before we get something back from the medical examiner pertaining to what happened to these young men. Hello, dear. Thank you for joining me. A guy would throw around punches, not poison, without planning. So I think it was pre-planned. Yes, I agree. I think it was pre-planned too. Because it's three guys. It's three. I would suspect something was foul even if it was one person lying outside. Because my thing is, how is it that you don't know that your friend, let's say it was one person, they are lying outside on your porch. You don't know that your friend's outside? You stayed home what? You didn't go to work? Does he work? Does he have a job? Well, they say he's a scientist. So where does he work? From home, at a lab, a government facility? Where does he work? See, there's a lot of questions you can ask. Where does he work? How long has he worked at this place? What does he have access to? Does he work with any type of drugs? Does he work for a drug company, pharmaceutical company? So you have to ask all those questions. Where does he work? Because that's going to tell the story too, where he works, where he's employed. Now imagine the employer has gotten wind of this, because naturally detectives are going to go to his job. And how's that going to look? Detectives coming in there saying, oh, we need to talk to the supervisor for Mr. Willis, or whomever the supervisor is. He might be a supervisor, I don't know. And everybody's looking like, what are they doing here? Well, we need to keep this confidential, but he had 3 friends at his house and they were found frozen outside. It doesn't sound right. Yes, I know it doesn't sound right. It's horrible. Was he making drugs from home? I don't know, sweetie. I have no idea. But I know this is a vicious story. And I feel sorry for the family. My condolences to the family, all the family and the friends. I'm sure they are just literally shocked. I read a post from the sister. She's very distraught of Mr. Harrington, Miss Marquez. She's very distraught, as she should be. And I think she's deleted her Facebook page. This is just terrible. This is just terrible. I don't know what to say. I mean, because I want to be respectful, in my comments pertaining to what I think could have happened, but you can't explain it. You can't explain this. They had to have been drugged and then left out there. Oh, yeah, taken outside, definitely. And they're going to see all that. There's just only so much you can do when you don't have any help discarding bodies or moving a body, let's say. You know, those guys weren't little guys. So we got to now see what the homeowner looks like and how big is he. So you're talking about taking one body out on the porch. Okay, then you have to take the other ones out. I'm going to tell you what he did, in my opinion. He took one body out of breath, dragged the other one out of breath. Second one, he said, the hell with it. I'm just going to leave him right here at the porch. I ain't going no further. Oh, yeah. He was tired by the third body brought out. I believe that. Because how are you going to explain two in the yard, don't know the distance between where they were in the yard versus the one on the porch? But the point is, it's cold outside. Why would they all be out in different places in the yard? You didn't have a bonfire going. You didn't have other guests having an outside party. So I believe they were transported out there from the house. And he didn't have a good security system for this young lady to be able to break in. So there you have it. Even if he hadn't done this, somebody could have just broke into his house because that young lady was able to make her way in there. Very interesting information. Unexplainable. Well, you know, Brooke, I got a feeling it's explainable. We're going to probably find out from law enforcement once the autopsies come back. I'm sure there's going to be a we'll find out. Well, I brought you my updates pertaining to Scott Peterson. LA Innocence Project is handling his case. New trial coming up. Ruby Frankie's husband wants restitution for the mental care for his children. They're still in the state's custody. Brian Korberger is wanting some documents released. Alec Baldwin has now been indicted for shooting that young lady on the set of Rust. What else did I have? Naturally, my Kansas City story. Trying to think. And Uvalde, 600-page report has come back that the first 11 officers did not do due diligence to remove the threat in the schoolhouse that fateful morning. And Meghan and Harry have a new tell-all book coming out. And one of the controversies in the book is pertaining to the naming of their baby, Lilibet, which was the Queen's nickname as a child. And the claim is that they didn't ask her permission to name the child Lilibet. They just informed her of the child's name. Woo! Ghetto mess, everybody. Yes, we'll find out exactly what his mad scientist was up to. Yeah, possible hypothermia. Well, Kim, why would they be outside to freeze to death in the first place? That's the point. You're talking about 3 different people. That makes no sense. Oh, let me get off this. That makes no sense. 3 grown men are going to be outside instead of being inside where it's warm. TV, food, drinks, or whatever they were into. You're going to go outside? For what? Makes no sense. Okay, let me see. Well, information is circulating because I want to hurry up and get this story out. I didn't want to wait. I was just going to talk about the latest, but information has been revealed that Miss Allie is no longer alive. Still no confirmation on that Facebook page that belongs to her when I last checked before going live, but that is the latest information. So that's the latest. And that's my update for this live stream. Where was the U-Haul at the residence? I'm not sure. I just know they say the neighbors saw it. Maybe they were locked out from smoking cigarettes. Kim, stop it. They have their own cars, everybody in the chat. The guys had their own automobiles. You all act like we're talking about toddlers. We're not talking about small children. We're talking about grown men who have their own cars. If there was any type of anything, you could walk away. Just get in your car. Exactly, they would drive home. Common sense tell you whatever happened went down inside of the house. That's where they went to migrate. Common sense would tell you you can't logically explain 3 people outside, and this guy didn't have no idea that they were back there. Their cars are there. They also said he read their messages. So that means he was looking in their phones, dead men's phones. And you can tell when a message has been read, because when someone sends you a text message on your phone, it'll show you the little dot to show it's been read. Same thing with Messenger from Facebook. Somebody sends you a message, it'll show the little face of the person you are messaging that they have read your message. If it has not been read, there's a little check mark by the message. So the people realized somebody was watching the phones. Yeah, but you still can't explain dead people outside. I thought of that. They went outside to smoke cigarettes. It doesn't matter if they went outside to smoke a cigarette, a joint, some other type of narcotic. That still doesn't explain 3 dead people outside. 1 person is on the porch. 2 are out in the yard. They left their cars there. Come on now. Yes, he drugged them outside. After the 3rd person, it would be obvious he was tired. So he left that person on the porch. That's the last person he probably drug out. He probably didn't have the strength to take that person and drag them out to the yard with the other 2 bodies. So he left that last one on the porch. Make it make sense. Yes, a whole lot of funky business. So how do you all feel about this news of Allie passing? Will we hear from Hunter? Will somebody finally say that she's no longer here? I was reading Facebook, a lot of ugly comments on her page, which I don't condone that type of behavior. I do not condone going to people's Facebook pages and making derogatory accusations, a lot of accusations against Hunter and Andrew on her Facebook page. You don't do that. That's not the place for that. Her daughter put up a post a couple of days ago, Tuesday, and if you don't have anything nice to say on there, then you shouldn't be commenting. Doesn't matter about what happened with H and Andrew. That should not be on the post. That should not be on her Facebook page, period. It's just ridiculous. Well, that's the whole point. All those questions you're asking, people asked all of those questions on her Facebook page. And once again, the mother of the girl said it's nobody's business if she's pregnant. He's mourning. He's grieving. He didn't do anything wrong, blah, blah, blah. Leave him alone. Stop mentioning his name on there. He's a minor. But I still have a problem with her as well, because I don't condone this boy child living in her house with her child. And she also has other children. I counted 5 kids in the Facebook post. Please correct the queen if she is wrong. Do I think drug overdoses? I don't know. I don't want to make any claims, but the guy had to have known that somebody's going to find the bodies. There's going to be an autopsy. So that would be, it's pointless to drag them outside. You know, whatever happened. I don't think they went out there on their own. I think he drug them out there to make it look like, you know, they froze to death. But there's going to be an autopsy for each guy. So it's pointless to not call 911. I would have just called, let's just say it is drugs. I would have called 911 and just said, hey, we were out. I mean, we were watching the game or the game was over. We were chilling. We decided to do a little something. My friends overdosed. What's going to still be suspicious? You're the only one standing. Have we seen this? Yes. The lone survivor. But in this state of Tennessee, you would wish you were dead. Because this state prosecutes you for giving narcotics. And you might be the one that survived and you weren't the one that brought the drugs. You're going to have to explain that to the state's attorney and 12 members of a jury while you're the only one breathing. It is what it is. Yes, he was a scientist. That's that. Let me go up here and see what else is up here. Gonna go up here and gonna go check for just a second. See what they're talking about. Oh Lord, what a mess. Every day is something crazy. Never a dull moment. Still no nice comments. Incapacitated. What do you mean? I don't know why I can't read these comments. What is the deal? Unable to perform natural functions. Lisa, what are you talking about? I don't know what those work trucks are doing outside. They've been at it for hours. I don't know what's going on. Oh, Lord. These people are still commenting on her page. This is so bad. So bad. They had the OP to get in cars or so on, so something happened because they didn't. I don't understand what you're saying. I think they were drug outside, Lisa. You know damn well 3 people have not passed away outside. Come on. It's cold outside. They were there to watch a game. Why would they be outside dead? I don't understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, why would 3 men be outside in the cold? They went to watch a football game. Oh, I think it's sad. People still keep commenting on this post. I don't think they were drug out. What do you mean you don't think they were drug out? Poisoning of food. I'm going to say this. I don't understand why you all don't understand. Why would 3 men be outside lying down? One is on the porch, 2 are in the yard, and they were watching a football game. Why would you go outside? If you got sick, wouldn't you be saying to somebody, I don't feel well? Somebody else would say, okay, let's call the doctor. Let's get you to the hospital. So all 3 got sick and went outside and fell outside. You forgot that they're visiting someone. That person was inside their house knowing they were outside. He's looked at their phone. Family members say they can tell somebody had been reading the cell phone or the phone messages. They've been calling this person. He would not respond. Somebody broke into the house and he's sitting in the house in his boxers drinking wine. Jesus. I don't know how else I'd explain it. I'm just trying to understand why nobody would think that'd be suspicious. Three friends are outside dead, but somebody else is inside. And at some point, you think I don't look out the window and see, oh, their cars are still here. And I don't even look outside the door. Oh, my friend, he's lying down. Oh, my other friend's lying down. Oh, my other friend's lying down. I don't call the ambulance. Come on now. Maybe he had a mental break. Red flags for the living guy. Thank you, Ty. Oh, God. I'm drowning up here. This is literally, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to understand why nobody understands. If there were children out there lying down, I would still be suspicious. Come on now. It really wouldn't matter what the age is. 36, 37, 38, 12, 15. What's the difference? It's cold outside. It's cold outside. So that's why the police should have never said it was not foul play. Just because you don't see bullet wounds or jabs of something with an instrument does not mean it's not foul play. Because that makes no sense. It's cold outside. I invited you over to watch a football game. Why are you outside? Dead. Excuse me. 3 of you. Not 1, but 3. Well, Mary Frances, I believe it was personal. I got that feeling. It was personal. That's my take on it. And then his behavior afterwards of not calling 911, looking through phones, sitting around, not answering the door, not answering the phone. Somebody's banging on the door and you're still sitting in there not coming to the door. He only got up to the door when the police came days later. Then neighbors say they saw a U-Haul truck outside. So I don't even know where he is. I don't know if he's still living in the house or not. He may have moved. Yeah, 3. It's a difference if there were no cars out there and you had one person lying back there and the person just so happened to say, I never looked back there. There's no car to say, they're still here. People still would look suspicious even with one person lying down on your property. Okay, so I want to say this for the last time. One is on the porch. The other two are out in the yard somewhere. They did not say how many yards or feet. What if he was sadistic, told them what he'd done, and then tried to run away? Ah, that's a good point. 6673. Could be. Could have told him. I've experimented on you guys. That's an interesting thought. Could it be he did tell them, I've poisoned you? Or one by one, they started to get sick. And each one started to run out of the house. One fell on the porch. Let's say the first two ran out. They fell in the yard. And then the last guy coming out, he fell on the porch. And that's as far as they got. He looked out, saw they were deceased or whatever, lying down. He just shut the door and kept it moving. So I'm going to say it like this. I believe it was intentional. However they got outside, they either ran out or he drug them out there. I don't think it's but one or two. Thank you, Brooke. The bottom line is this man did something to them. Come on, exactly. Because you can't explain. It doesn't even make logical sense. That's why I said it doesn't really matter if it was toddlers, school-age children, 20-year-olds, 60-year-olds. It's cold outside. Somebody's at your house. You have a function at your house. Why would these people be outside in the cold if they came to watch a football game? Even if they were imbibing in something, wine, liquor, weed, fentanyl, you still can't explain why they're out there and you have not called 911. Well, Mary Frances, that's the whole point. Do you really know your friends? Let's talk about that. That's the next live I'm going to do. We're going to role play the next live. What would you do if you found out that? I got to word it a certain type of way, but that's the next live. We're going to role play. If I found out that my mom wasn't my real mom. My husband is having an affair. My son has murdered 3 people. Money on the game. Good question. I don't know. It still seems premeditated, though. Because now you have to say what? He just happened to have poison lying around. He lost his money, lost a bet. Well, let me go put something in their drinks. More than likely, they probably were drinking beer. So how are you going to lace the beer? How are you going to do that? You're going to pop open the beer for the guy and bring him his beer? Cash trap. What are you saying, Hyacinth? Well, could be that. They were gambling. Somebody was a sore loser. Or robbery set up. I don't know. I'm not here to say either way what the motive is. I just believe it's intentional. However it went down, it was intentional. That's my personal feeling. I'm interested in their backstory, relationships. Where did the other guys work? I only know that one's a scientist. Mr. Harrington, he worked for, let me see. I have to go in here. 1 second. Let's see. Hold on. Something business not working out. What do you mean, honey? What color is the guy that was hosting? They're all white men. David Harrington. His mother's the one that you were here speaking in this live stream at the beginning of this live stream. News Nation is the source. His mom's name is Miss Marquez, Miss Jennifer. The Queen has reached out to her. She's not responded. But anyway, her son is David. David worked at Aspen Skiing Company, studied at Penn Valley Community College. He lives in Kansas City, is from Kansas City. He's single. Single guy, Chiefs fan, got, Kansas City Chiefs sports memorabilia on his page. He's a fan. Started new job at Aspen Skiing Company, it says, in 2010. I don't know if he still works there or not. I don't know what he did. People move around. Very sick. It's a bad business. Bad business. Let's see. Got a lot of comments under the article. I don't know why I can't get all this stuff to come up. Let me see if I can get all the guys' names. Ricky Johnson. Let's look him up. Hello. I'm just thinking about why watching football, was it a routine? Probably was. Hey, Pepper. Ricky Johnson's service is this Friday, the 19th, 1 to 3 at Myers Northland Chapel in Parkville. Clayton McGinney's service is Saturday, January 20th, 1 to 3. At least they're a day apart, at Whitechapel Funeral Home in Gladstone. And then David's is Sunday, 5 to 9 at the Staley Farms Clubhouse. Let's celebrate the life of our friend, doing what he loved the most, watching the Chiefs with his favorite people. Oh, that's nice. Light food provided, bar available. Official services will be held at a later date. So if any of you are out in that area and you like to pay your respects and just gather with the friends, it'll be at 310 North Olive Street, Kansas City, Missouri, at the Staley Farms Clubhouse. That's for Mr. David Harrington. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, this is a mess right here. How in the world? I hate when people get on these Facebook pages and they troll these silly comments. People asking, can they help, send anything, prayers. His mom Poor lady. Feel sorry for Miss Marquez. She's devastated. You can look at her and tell she's just crying. Lord have mercy, Jesus. A police spokesperson confirmed that the resident of the home was alive and cooperative with detectives the day the deceased were discovered. Friends of the victim say he ignored their calls for days. Well, he's going to ignore your call. You're nobody. That's his attitude. But police, oh, okay, I'll open the door. It's crazy. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Clayton McKinney, Kansas City, Ricky Johnson, and David Harrington. All three friends, no longer alive, visiting a Mr. Jordan Willis. Jordan Willis, where are you? What happened with your friends out there? Why didn't you open the door when that lady was banging on the door? She broke into your house, found her fiance outside, and the other two friends. What is going on here? Let's talk about that. I'd like to hear some new people. Give me a call tonight on this live stream, BigSexy.71. You can call me on IG if you want to be a part of this live stream conversation. Let me say this, because this needs to be said. You don't know people. I say this all the time during my lives. It's not fiction. It's not fluff. It's the truth. You don't know people. You see the most horrible true crime stories pertaining to people who thought they knew their friends. They thought they knew their family. They thought they knew their mates. You don't know people. You take a chance every time you go eat at McDonald's that somebody don't put something in the food. That if you buy Tylenol or Advil, that something's not slipped in there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Cross-contamination of food. Incidental, but things happen. Now imagine when it's deliberate. You have to know the company you're in. You have to see the signs when something's not right. You're around somebody that's not liking your humor. Because I thought about that as well. And this is no disrespect to those who are no longer living, but did one of you say something out of the way to this man? Did a joke go too far? Did somebody take something from him? Did somebody not pay him back something? I'm trying to figure out why. Because they always say don't blame the victim. But we know that things can be said and done in jest and fun, but it's not humorous to the other person. And they hold a grudge. And you don't know that they are holding a grudge until it's too late. And we've seen this so many times where someone started to become sick. They don't know what's wrong with them. And then next thing you know, they're in ICU, fighting for their life. Their organs have failed because they were slowly poisoned to death. Slow burn. I think back to a true crime story from Florida. The neighbors' children would always go through this man's yard. He may have said something maybe once or twice, could you please stop walking on my grass? But the children didn't listen. So one day, a pack of Coke is put on the porch, front porch. The family drinks the Coke. And some got sick and died. I believe the mother passed away. Some of the other kids didn't get sick. They didn't pass away. The point is, the neighbor did it. Okay? The neighbor poisoned the family because he was tired of the children walking on his lawn and cutting through his lawn to get to their home. You see, some people are non-confrontational. They won't argue with you or keep saying something to you or asking you to please stop doing that. Could you please stop doing that? They say, okay, I'll show you better than I can tell you. That's why they always tell you to beware of the quiet ones. Because a lot of times people think that the loud mouth is the one that would do something. You know, people say, oh, he's loud, she's loud. Oh, they'll get crunk. No, that's not the one you should be worried about. A lot of people are just full of hot air. The one you should be leery of is the one that's quiet and doesn't say anything. As my mother used to say growing up, the quiet ones make the most noise. I agree. The quiet one is the one that sits up and is like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I've had just about enough of this. You understand what I'm saying? I've had about enough of this. I don't want to contend with this anymore. And then they exact revenge. This is why you need to be very careful of bothering people, disrespecting people, making jokes, pulling pranks, because you can go too far and then a person decides to exact revenge. I'm not here to say that this is revenge per se, but to me, what else could it be? Because it can be but one or two things. Revenge, or the guys were doing something they didn't have any business. They all passed out. He got scared and he drug them outside. You're entitled to your opinion. Very wicked story. Insanity or revenge, this makes no sense. Why doesn't it make any sense, sweetheart? I was trying to see if somebody had something to say about it. Very weird story. What we have to ask ourselves is, where is the guy? He would still have to what'd you say? He would still have to have hard feelings to not call the police. Well, that's the point. Think about it. Why am I going to call the police? That's the purpose of poisoning you. Let's just say hypothetical, it was deliberate. Bad drugs, poison, whatever. Why am I going to call the police? This is no case of Munchausen by proxy. This is, I want to get rid of you. You've pissed me off. I'm not going to call the police. I'm not going to call no ambulance because I did it deliberately. I just don't understand why he do this to his friends, but people are crazy. Well, Ty, I think you know why. If it's deliberate, then you weren't my friend. Now, were you? If it's deliberate, how are we friends? Rephrase that. Did somebody offend him? Call the police on yourself. Laugh out loud. There was poisoning, but they were hoping not. Call the queen. Let me hear what you have to say. Call the queen on BigSexy.71 IG if you want to be heard. Phone line is open. Call me up. I'm just pulling up information. I want to find somebody that knows something about these people. Somebody that knows something, you know? Because there's always somebody that has something to say. You know, I don't want to start any rumors or gossip, but it's just nice to hear something about the guys themselves. That's what I'm wanting to hear. Something about the guys. What type of friendships did they have with him? Or not? Hello, Georgia. Shanquella went with friends on vacation. Look what happened to her. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the question I posed for you. Do you know your friends? Okay? Like I said, if this is an issue of deliberate, intentional unaliving of 3 people, did they see the signs that something was wrong with this guy? Because like I said, this could be an issue. The guys were getting high, bad drugs, they all died, and then he had to figure out something to do with them. So he took them outside. But let's just say it's not drug related. Let's say it's deliberate poison. He put something in a drink or punch bowl, chicken wings, I don't know. How well do you know your friends? Do you have really good friends? Because whether it's intentional or overdose, panic, what type of person would still let you lie outside? Whether you ran out the house, fell to your death, or I drugged you out there. How well do you know your friends? These men were grown. It's not 15-year-olds. This is not 22-year-olds. You're talking about 36, 37, 38. How well do you know your friends? It happened to my son. He knew the boys since they were 7. Like you always say, we don't know people. That they would get further than his yard. He is well intoxicated to see what happened. That they would get further than his yard. What do you mean, Hyacinth? You got to say that again. Queen, the story is also on Newsbreak. Read it earlier. So glad that you are covering this story. Hello, hon. Did anyone see the photo of this Jordan Willis? I haven't seen it yet. Let me pull this. Yeah, let me pull him up and see what I can get on him. I don't even know why it didn't even dawn on me to see what he looks like. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Some people's been looking him up. I don't know. Somebody's got a picture of him. I don't see anything just yet. And it's telling how many Jordan Willises there are. It's the same name. What the hell?
Everything that's happened, obviously going through it is, different than being told about it, but I kind of expected, kind of what's been going on. But overall, it's been a good experience so far. So, obviously playing for, Coach Snyder, I keep using the word consistency, but, that's basically what he taught me was to be consistent in everything I did. And also, you know, I can say I'm built tough. You know, coming into college, you know, you want to think that you're tough and that you get it all.
I'm about to pass out. This is an actual football player. This cannot be him. Because he would be playing football. Dear God, help me, Jesus.
Overall, it's been a good experience so far. So, like, obviously playing for, you know, Coach Snyder.
But this is old content. April 28, 2017. What are we in? 24.
And also, you know, I can say I'm built tough. You know, coming into college, you know, you want to think that you're tough and that you get everything that's happened, obviously going through this, you know.
It's the same spelling, too. Oh, God, no. Can't be the same guy. Say what, baby? I just found it looked too long, but I found it. Type in Jordan Willis. I did. I'm looking at a black guy talking. I don't think it's the same guy. You know, people can have the same name. Hold on, sweetie. This is a black guy, but I don't know if this is the same guy. I got to see how old this post is. Hold on. Oh, Lord, please tell me it's not the same one. It says Jordan Willis at Scouting Combine, defensive end, Kansas State. This is when he would have been younger. So that's 7 years ago. He would be out of college by now. What is the date on this? I can't get a date. Give me a date. It's probably not him. Because, you know, anybody can have the same name. I've been looking at people's names all week, and you wouldn't believe how many people have the same names. Look at one of our little Facebook friends on here. One of the fans in here. Let's see what we got here. I don't know what I'm looking at. So I don't like looking at this stuff. I do not see very well typing on my phone because my TV is not working. Okay. Jordan R. Willis. Okay, hold on. Let me go back in. Put an R in there. Jordan. Hey, where'd you get that from? Willis. Somebody got it because it's coming up with different things. Oh, I didn't put people. Sorry. We didn't find any results. Post. It's the same post that I've been looking at. I don't see nothing. Woo, this cold weather. I'm sick of this. What is it?
Oh, this is freaking insane. The man who lives in this house in Kansas City, Missouri, apparently didn't know that 3 of his friends were laying in his backyard deceased for 2 days. His name's Jordan Willis. He had his friends over on Sunday night to watch the Chiefs game, but apparently he got tired, so he went to bed while his friends were still at the house.
Got a picture of.
Police responded to a call out at the house on Tuesday around 10 p.m. after the fiance of one of the guys went there looking for him and found a dead body on the back porch. When police arrived, they confirmed that there was a body there, and then they found 2 more in the backyard. The guys were Ricky Johnson, Clayton McGee, and David Harrington. You know, no one could get a hold of these guys. None of them went to work on Monday or Tuesday. And the woman explained that she had gone to the house, knocked on the front door, but nobody was answering. So she went around to the back and was able to get through a basement window, and that's when she came across the body. Apparently, when police went to speak to Jordan, he was wearing boxers and had a drink in his hand, and he had been telling family members that his 3 friends froze to death. Now, police say there were no signs of foul play, but obviously autopsies and toxicology reports are going to be done. There's speculation, apparently, that either Jordan himself or somebody else at that party on Sunday night had given the guys fentanyl. Reports state that it will likely be at least a few weeks before any results come back. I just don't get how you don't notice that there are 3 bodies in your backyard, one of them being on your back porch. Now, I know that that area had a lot of snow, so it's possible that they were covered, but he has 2 dogs. How did the dogs not notice? And let me add that the guy's cars were still there at his house. I don't know. If you ask me, something seems a little fishy here. What do you guys think?
I don't know what to think. Somebody took a picture of the U-Haul truck. Who did that? Nosy neighbors. Just when you think your neighbors aren't watching what you're doing, yes, they are. Fentanyl. Who says it was fentanyl? Because I don't want to start that rumor. Lord have mercy. Kansas City just has bad luck with men. 3 guys died a few months ago, but it was carbon monoxide poisoning. 3 guys died in a house a few months ago. 3 for 3. Why I can't get this guy's name? Well, I just thought about something. He's Caucasian too. That picture that I just showed you of him, if that's the right guy, I don't know. Strange. He noticed because he said they froze to death to his family. Exactly. That's why I said you can't explain it no kind of way. The girl broke in the house. You're sitting in the house in your boxers. And they said he came to the door with an empty wine glass. So he's been enjoying himself, which he can do that. It's his house. But the problem is you've got 3 dead friends outside. So what? You've been sitting inside for days? You didn't go to work? What the hell are we talking about? Now, what is this mess right here? Same name. Oh, Lord. Now, this article here is dated January 13th. I can't pull it up. It's called Penn News. Hold on. I don't know if this is a fake story. It says Jordan Willis obituary, North Kansas City, Missouri. 3 passed away at a mutual friend's apartment. Death. Is this a fake? This might be a fake story. Penn News. Penn News. Let me try to figure it out. I don't see, I'm gonna have to type in, I'm gonna have to go to Google. Well, News Nation just did a story. They didn't say the guy was dead. You know, people will put fake postings up. What a mess. Send the snow to North Carolina. It's freezing. But I would like to have a beautiful snow. Honey, why? Just sitting in his underwear, drinking, renting U-Haul trucks, nothing to see here. All Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Penn News, 3 men found dead. Jordan Willis dead. Jordan Willis deceased, Kansas City, Missouri. Say what? And alleged with Britney, some woman has a picture of him. This is by WGTC. I don't know what kind of news this is. This was uploaded the 18th. Trying to see if there's something different in the article that we haven't heard. According to several unconfirmed TikTok reports, it was common for the men to gather to watch NFL games and stay the night so as not to drive after drinking. One possible explanation for why they did not return home that Sunday night or Monday morning. By Tuesday, however, they were still missing. Willis was not responding to numerous phone calls and texts from those close to the men, inquiring what may have happened to them. One of the men was engaged to be married, and his fiancée took matters to her own hands and visited Willis's home, where she found one man dead, covered in snow on the back porch. The two other men, also under snow, were in the backyard. It's unclear which was... Oh, Lord. Which man was in which position, or who the woman was who made the grim discovery. All three cars were still parked outside the home. So the three cars were there, but they're under snow. So was the snow shoveled on top of them, or it wasn't snowing yet, and then they died outside or left to die, and then it began to snow and got covered up in the snow. Goodness grief. What a mess. This is crazy. Many TikTok reports say he seemed to have just woken up when the police spoke to him, and when he learned his three friends had died, Willis told them they must have frozen to death. Oh, they must have. So his claim is what? He's just was in a daze for 2 days. Girl breaks in the house. He don't know that she's in the house. Police are called. He's in some fog and had no idea the friends were back there buried under the snow. So right now, it's a matter of autopsy and toxicology reports to see what happened to the three men. January 7th and January 10th, 2024 is pure speculation. Given the suspicious circumstances and the unconfirmed reports of Willis's behavior when he found out they died, many think foul play was involved. The possibility remains, however, that all four men were intoxicated. Willis may have fallen asleep while the three men went into the backyard for an unknown reason and succumbed to the elements. So let's talk about that. Did the other guy pass out who owned the house? He was drunk, toe up, and the other guys went outside to, as someone said in the chat, smoke a cigarette, do something else, and then they overdose outside. But then how are the other ones going to be in the yard and one's on the porch? Make it make sense. Wouldn't we all be huddled together if we're drinking or getting high together? This makes no sense to me. Why am I going to go outside to get high? I don't care. If he's asleep, he's not going to know what we're doing. Whether we're smoking, drinking, whatever. If you want to bring up all the scenarios that could happen. Okay, right now it says, according to AccuWeather, Kansas City temperatures range between 27 and 39 degrees when the men likely died. And as of this report, Willis has provided no public statement about what happened. Fox 4 KC says there were no signs of foul play and that autopsy toxicology screenings will be performed on the three men. The results could take weeks to return. WGCT is the source. And Willis, meanwhile, is a senior principal scientist at the International AIDS Vaccine. Okay, I'm down. Woman down. I'm down. I'm done. I'm not reading the rest of that. Oh my God. Oh, my. Okay, let me catch my breath. Ah, man, damn. Willis, meanwhile, is a senior principal scientist at the International AIDS Vaccine Initiative, IAVI, according to the not-for-profit's website. Otherwise, not much is known about him. Oh, Lord, somebody give Queen a drink, please. After the three men's bodies were found, TikTok creators shared photos of U-Haul trucks outside. Trucks, plural. Outside of Willis's rental home, suggesting Willis was moving. Other unconfirmed reports allege that Willis was known to use illicit drugs, possibly laced with fentanyl, a potential cause of death for the three men. Referring to the case, Jennifer Marquez, David Harrington, a man who's died's mother, told Fox 4 KC, "I'm furious." Everybody's furious. Nobody believes Willis's story. None of his friends, none of the families, none of us believe it. William Kennedy is the author of this story. Lord have mercy. Jesus wept. Once again, this is not confirmed information of drugs, fentanyl, none of that. So that's just somebody else's opinion. I don't know who put it out there, but people are going to pass things, but I'm not here to say what the guy's in buying. I don't know. But this AIDS research, I'm gone on that. I'm all the way gone. Not much is known about him. That's enough. Now, one can say it's happenstance. Well, he just so happened to work for this AIDS, International AIDS Vaccine Initiative. Ooh. Lord have mercy. Foul play to the bone, says Tacos. Good evening, kind and beautiful host. Thank you, sweetheart. Hello, Prismos. Thank you, sweetheart. What a story. Sounding a bit scandalous. Yeah, it's, somebody call the queen. If you got Instagram, send me a request. BigSexy.71. I need to hear from somebody right now. I'm freezing. It's cold. I'm cold in this room. I have the heat on. I can't tell. I'm freezing. I need a cup of coffee or something. Oh, wow. I need to go back and look at that picture of that guy, because there's something fishy about that picture of him. I don't want to say what I want to say because I don't want to disrespect the families. So I'm going to keep my mouth closed. Hopefully somebody in the chat is going to think like the queen and know what I'm already thinking without me having to say it. Lord have mercy. This is bad. So bad. Because now my mind is all over the place. Sounds like he pulled a Dahmer on them. Coffee and a warm blanket. Yes, honey. I need it after listening. This is so horrible. Because your mind starts to wander, and you don't want to put nasty rumors out there about what could have happened, but I still felt like it's intentional. But then, okay, let's say he's a drunk. He's known to get turned up. They're known to get turned up. Maybe they do spend the night over there after they drink. Okay. The fact that the girl didn't really know where to go look, I think that's kind of weird to me. What am I trying to say? Lordy. You got to think about it. This ain't good. This ain't good. This ain't good. Even if they got locked out, they had cars to leave. Right. That's what we've said. Exactly. Go get in your car. But that's the whole point. Were they sick? Did they go outside? He didn't allow smoking in the house, let's say. Let's go outside. Or maybe he wasn't into drugs. But then the allegation is that he's into drugs. So were these guys using drugs? But then why he's not passed out? See, it's 1,000 questions you can ask. I'm going to go in the chat and put my thing in there so somebody call me. Hold on, you guys. Oh, man. They got locked. Okay, I looked up Jordan Willis. He has 11 criminal records. Most were DUI and public intoxication. That might be what's the problem. He's an alcoholic. That's what I was thinking. What if that is what happened? He gets so turned up, he blanks out. And that he fell asleep and the guys went outside for some reason to smoke a joint or do something. And then they passed out outside. But the first thing I thought was, wouldn't they be right together? You stay warmer together than two over here way out in the yard. Don't know how many feet they were away from the porch. How big is the yard? The fence looks like a nice sized fence going around the house. So you still got to explain why one's on the porch and two are out in the yard. I don't understand. Oh, Lord. Jesus, mercy. This is so bad. Man, this is so bad. This is so bad. Golly, this is so bad. You know, I don't use drugs. I'm not here to say that the guys use drugs, but it just seems so bad. And then I'm sitting here saying it's intentional. So that's the thing. You got to know the people. You got to know what they're into. You got to know if this one's into drugs. Is this one into drugs? Is there only one into drugs? He handed it to the guys. Hey, try this. You're going to feel good. Or gave them some type of pill. Hey, pop this. You'll feel good. It's a Xanax. It's a Molly. I don't know. See, I'm not into drugs, so I don't know what to think. I want to put up a poll. You all take the poll in the chat. Oh, I can't even spell. Good grief. Different intentionally. Oh, sorry. Then we're going to put not sure. Because right now, I might need to say I'm not sure. Because maybe... Oh. Mad scientist. Yeah, this is 83 in the room. 61 thumbs up. Could the smoking been laced with fentanyl? Who brought the fentanyl? Was the host holding a get-together? Yes, sweetheart. Did he pass out from fentanyl too? Just questions. They were watching the Kansas City Chiefs play. They're fans. Yes, it was a get-together at his house. 3 guys are deceased. The homeowner is alive. He was found in the house by the girlfriend. She broke in. The girlfriend of one of the guys. About 2 days or so later, she called the police. I believe there was another guy there too banging on the door. And then the cops came. He talked to them. And I guess he told them he thought maybe they froze to death. They were covered with snow, allegedly. I don't know what happened. I felt like it was intentional only because I just don't understand how you wouldn't know that your friends are outside and their cars are there. So then I got to say, did you not have a job? Did you not go to work? You go outside, you see your friend's car? So how much snow did they get to where I still wouldn't see an arm or a leg poking out of the snow? So you have to ask all those questions. But thank God for technology. We will wait and see what the toxicology says. Golly, this is bad. This is so bad. Well, they're waiting on the toxicologist right now, sweetheart. There's 3 people. You have to do a lot of, extensive work. Make sure you get it right. Hit the queen up. You want to join this conversation? You want to be heard? Just call me on IG. Give your opinion. 14 votes. What y'all got? 15 votes. 53% says yes, 13 no, and 33% not sure. I got 85 in the room and only 15 people voted. Come on, you guys, take the poll. Definitely has to be foul play murder. Okay. Or could this be? Somebody got high, somebody got drunk, they were goofing off outside for some weird reason, under the influence, not under the influence, fell out, all three fell out under the influence of something, and then it began to snow and they got covered with the snow. And this guy had no idea. He's inside watching the game or watching Netflix and fell asleep. Wakes up, never looks outside his window, never goes to work to see the cars are still there. What do we say? All right, I got 25 votes. 60 people need to take the poll. Thank you. He's drunk. Smoky Mountain said he's drunk. Lord have mercy. Okay, so you're drunk, but at some point you got to come to. You just keep drinking. When you wake up, you drink some more, go back to sleep, keep drinking, go to sleep, wake up, keep drinking. 2 days of drinking. Nobody has a job. He doesn't have a job. He's a scientist. Football games on a Sunday. You mean to tell me he didn't have to go to work? Stay woke. Let's make it make sense. 46% of you are at yes, 23% no, 31%. Now we're down to 30. Oh, you all are going up and down. Take that poll. I got 80 in the room. Less than 60 have not voted. Take the poll. Take the poll. Won't hurt you. It don't cost you nothing. Vacation time. Or guilt time. How about that? Maybe he's guilty. He knew he gave those boys, some young men, something. He didn't take it. Could he have given them an HIV/AIDS vaccine inside of a drink, punch bowl? Lord, I don't want to think about that. Lord have mercy. Oh, could he have stolen drugs from his company? Got access to lethal drugs. Allegations that he takes drugs. I don't know. I don't know him and I don't know the guy, so I can't say. Thank you, Brooke. 30 votes now. All right. 46 more to go. Oh, happy hippie. Yep, car's still there. Everybody had a car, it looks like. He likes to drink, yes. That's one acceptable reason that maybe he never looked out. He's a drunk. He stayed drunk for 2 days, didn't go to work. So that means he didn't get up and look out the door, look outside to see the friends buried or their cars. Are we talking about an alcoholic, drug addict, stays gone from work, goes to work when he feels like it? See what, I don't know. I don't know. What are we at? Where are we at? 31 votes. I need 61 more votes. 51 more votes. Near at least 40 something votes. I'll shut the poll down. Oh, he used to live in Tennessee. How do you know that? Where you been digging, girl? Mary Frances. You all are killing me. Who wants to come up? Who wants to talk to the Queen tonight? So everybody can hear what you have to say. But this HIV/AIDS thing is bothering me now. That in the beginning, when they first mentioned that he's a scientist, first thing I thought, maybe he got a hold of something deliberately. He was mad at one of the guys. and he put something in their drink or in the food and laced it, made them sick. I don't know. Lord have mercy. This is so horrible. Happy birthday, honey. And, well, we might be work. You may have to go to work. Science guy, possible Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I don't know, baby. More winter weather? Oh, Lord, I got to get out next week at some point. Jesus. Got stuff to pay for. Snow. So strange. Yes, very strange. This is horrible. If he is an alcoholic, owner could have blacked out, but eventually he would have woken up to dead bodies, not answering phone or door. He was definitely hiding the deaths. Yeah, that's what I said too. So even if I factor in this alcoholism, you still read the text messages. Let me throw that to the people coming in the chat. Eyewitnesses say he read the messages of the dead men. Because you know, when you send text messages, it can show seen. That way you know that somebody read your text message. You go in the messenger, same thing. It's either a check that they didn't read the message or their little face profile sits by the message to show you that they read your message. So these people were sending messages. He was looking at their phones. Uh-oh. Damn, bingo card. Okay. Production said, I feel it was revenge. Yeah. That's the one thing I forgot to say since the credits have been rolling on this live stream. Somebody said the messages to the men were read. So how are you going to read the phone if they're in the snow? Okay, where are the cell phones? Uh-oh. Did law enforcement find the phones? Did he leave the house? Destroyed anything he used if he poisoned the young men? Or read their phones? Are their phones missing? Where are the phones? Where did police find their cell phones? Wallets, money, debit cards, credit cards. Are all those things in place? Will we find out that somebody's phone, credit card was used, debit card was used? See, we got to take it a little further now. Is this a case of revenge? Somebody said something out of the way. He's offended. Oh, I'll get them back Sunday. Old money, gambling debt. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Good Lord, have mercy. Blind drunk. Hyacinth, what do you mean? Experimental. I thought about that, tacos. Yes. But why would I experiment on you if you don't have AIDS? Since he's an AIDS scientist, I'm getting nauseous. I'm getting very nauseous. I'm getting very nauseous. If looking at their phones, he used their fingerprint or face to open phone to view messages, he looked at messages so he could anticipate who would come looking for them. Well, he should have known somebody's going to come looking for them. If we're friends, my sister, brother, cousin, girlfriend, wife should know where I am. So he should have known somebody was going to come look for them. They probably got GPSs open on their phones. Unless one of them's hiding something, they didn't want somebody to know their whereabouts. GPS on their cars. Maybe some of them drive newer cars. They have GPS tracking on their cars. So see how the plot thickens. We're now going into the belly of the beast when you start dissecting things such as the phone. He looked at the messages. The people could tell that he looked at the phone. Where were the phones found? Were they drug outside? They ran outside. They were already outside, laying down, upright, face down on their side. He's got 2 dogs. Where are the dogs at? See, 1,000 questions now when you start chopping it up. 42 votes, 40% yes, 24% no, 36% not sure. Yes, he's free. Till the autopsy parts come back. Hello, Patty. He is free, Anna. Looking on his phone and not able to see it clearly, cause of intoxicated. Him not reporting the deaths could be him living his last days of freedom. Okay. Last days. So if that's the case, then why did I do it? Why did I not call the ambulance for my friends? These are my friends. Is this intentional? Is this an accidental overdose of some young men? He's inside, he's passed out. They were outside for some foolish reason. They pass out from drug overdose. It begins to snow in the 2 days. They're covered in the snow. How much snow was out there? Did he go to work those 2 days? What time of day was the girl banging on the door to when she broke in to find him in there? The fact that he didn't get up to defend himself is strange. Somebody's breaking in your house and you don't do anything? This is crazy. Him not, okay. Even if it wasn't deliberate murders, it was definitely deliberately doing the cover-up. So Christine says even if it was an accident, he covered it up. Okay. Do I have any takers on my IG? That's what I want to know. Anybody want to join me on IG? Are you all still taking the poll? Got 74 in the room. Now it's going down to 38%, yes. 40% not sure. 22% no. What you say, honey? Regardless, he will still get negligent homicide or manslaughter, but the fact he didn't answer for 2 days, then in my opinion, he is guilty. Okay. Keep digging, Queen. Great questions. Me, detective, you're great on your stories that you cover. Thank you, sweetheart. I don't have Instagram. You don't have Instagram, sweetie? Sorry. Whew. Bad allergies. I say intentional. Rogue says intentional. Who in the chat has Instagram? Lord have mercy. Let me come out of here for just a second, everybody. Let me go over here. Go to the IG and see if anybody's tried talking to the queen. What a mess. And I'm sure the family, they're just like all over the place because they don't know what to think. All this crazy nonsense. Trying to figure out what happened to their loved ones. That'd be a terrible place to be, not knowing what's going on. $47 votes. I wonder if any of his neighbors saw anything. I don't know. What do you say, Anna? Anybody in the chat got an IG, Instagram? Want to dial me up? I'm almost 2 hours into this live stream. The dogs were reportedly at his parents' house, and someone who knew the homeowner said that he was an inappropriate sexual deviant. What? And he would tell his fellow gym rats what he could do to women. Oh, pigs, come on now. Neighbors said they heard nothing. It was quiet as usual. I haven't heard anything about the neighbors. The articles I've read. Who's up? Who's got an IG in the chat? Oh, Reddit. Anybody on Instagram in the chat? They must be working on utility lines or something. All this noise back here, these trucks, I don't know what's going on. They've been working for hours. Well, I was trying to see if somebody wanted to call me on IG to give their opinion, give you all a chance to hear somebody else's opinion besides the Queen's. I'm running out of wind up here. I don't know what to think at this point. I really don't. Anna, look me up. Big Sexy .71. Tried calling Tina earlier. She didn't answer 8 hours ago. So 38% yes, 40% not sure. I'm going to end the poll. Thank you, sweetheart. Well, we all can agree to disagree, because this is one of those situations where I thought of one or two possibilities, but then I didn't factor in, well, could it be the one that he was intoxicated? He fell out, but just 2 days later just seems extreme to me. Somebody being inebriated for 2 days, not going to work, not being aware of what's outside their house, and not being aware that their friends are outside. So what? You get up, you didn't never look out the window. Let's say it started snowing. You didn't look out and say, oh my gosh, it's snowing. Oh, his car is still here. So then we got to ask, could he see the cars? Because the cars are parked on the side of the house. You pull up, you pull in the drive, and the garages will be sitting like right here on the side. So if I'm looking out my window, I can't see the cars parked in the driveway, perhaps. Perhaps. I don't know. Lot to ponder on. Was this a Sunday get together? They said they got together often. I don't know, baby. It's a very strange story. Lord, this snow is getting on my nerve. I'm ready for this stuff to get gone. I'm sick of this. Yeah, they got together is what somebody said. But how good of a friend are they? Really good friends? You see, that's what's going to be the question. What the autopsy says. So that's why I want to wait for the autopsy before the stories and the rumors get, rancid, get out of control. Just see what the autopsy says of all the guys, and then we'll know. He was binge drinking. Don't know. Have no idea. Big Sexy .71. Just send me a request. Anybody else in the chat, you're welcome to send a request, so you all can hear some other people's opinions pertaining to this matter out of Kansas City. I got to tell my friend that her parents live in Kansas City. They're from California. And I meant to send this to her, the story. I should have tagged her in it. She'll probably be like, what in the world? I'm sure her parents have probably heard the story. Big Sexy .71 on IG. God, I'm cold. Oh my goodness. I need my robe on. Very scary. So scary. Lord have mercy. Oh, you're in New York, no snow? Be grateful. Jeez. Nowhere next to, oh God, Anna, stop. Anything we think of about why he didn't notice them still gets thrown off about what happened to them, though. Yeah. But that's the thing. You have to know what kind of people, what kind of person he is. That's how you get to the bottom of the story. Plus, you know what the autopsy says. Is he the type to get turned up to where he is like inebriated to where he can't even get up and go to work? To where he wouldn't know what's going on outside. He wouldn't know if the mail truck pulled up. And the fact that one of you said the dogs were gone. Why would the dogs be gone? That doesn't sound right. Why is somebody pet sitting? Strange. If I'm to believe that. Oh, okay. I got you, sweetie. I don't know why my messages aren't coming up. Oh, Lordy. Something's not right with this. What do you have it under? It popped up just a minute ago. Anna, what's your username? Because it came up and then I didn't hit on it. I don't know why it won't show. This is so strange. God, this thing is so stupid. Anna, put your username in the chat so I can pull it up. Because I saw it over here in the corner and I didn't hit on it fast enough. I don't know why it's not showing over here in the menu. This is strange to me. You want to be called Miss Detective? Honey, you can have this snow. God, wait. Yes, Smoky Mountain. All of them live there. Yes, they did. No, honey. Just send your username. Just type your username in the chat so I can go in the search engine, because it was over here on the right hand of my screen. I didn't hit it in time to accept the request, and for some reason it's not showing up. And I don't know why, because I'm over here in the menu and I don't know why it's not coming up under request for some reason. It's just strange to me. I go in requests, hidden requests. These are messages requests that may be offensive or unwanted, so that's not it. I don't know what else to look under. It's strange. I don't know, maybe I need to go to my home page. Oh, Lord. It's not telling me nothing. And then when I go into messages, it doesn't show up. This is weird. Threads. More. Log out. I don't know. Activity. Notifications. There it is. I had to go down into something else. I got you, honey. Hold on. Let me see if I can open you up. See, this is what I don't understand about I can't work IG from this computer for some weird reason. It just doesn't work like on my phone, which I don't understand. Why I can't open the messages about this account. Let me see. This is strange to me. Why it doesn't show the message. This is odd. Anna Orlando. Let's see. I shouldn't have to type your name in, and this is bizarre. I don't like using this computer because it's not. Letting me message for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm on your page. Let me see if I go on one of your posts. And I want to say hello. This is strange to me. Why it won't open up? This is strange. I'm doing something wrong, I guess. I don't know. Go to posts. It's bizarre. It shouldn't be taking this long to do this. I got it. I'm on your page, but I don't know why I can't open it up to send a message. This is strange. This is what happened earlier. Okay, let me see. I don't know what to do. Reels tagged. I can go on my phone right now and I wouldn't have any problem. I can't do it from this computer for some reason. This is very strange. Yeah, I sent you the hey, yeah, on there. But what I'm saying is I don't have a place to open you up to speak to you. That's what I don't understand. What is the damn problem? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Because I don't do those things from the computer. I do all that on my phone. And it keeps showing me I have messages, but then when I go in it, it's just the one person who I talk to. This is just bizarre as hell. Let me see. Oh, Lord. I don't see you in here. This is so ridiculous. I'm about to find a better way because this ain't working. Can she click on you through your posts? I don't know. Thank you, sweetheart. That's what's so ridiculous. How did I open everybody else up today? This is what's strange. I don't get it. Switch appearance. Settings. Let me check the settings. Maybe there's something wrong with the settings. It's got to be something about the website. Muted accounts. What you see? Muted, share, subscriptions. Let me see this. Accept follow requests. They're on. Message requests. They're on. Everything's on. I don't understand. It's weird. I can work it better from my phone. See, I'm streaming from my phone right now. That's where the problem is. I don't get on this computer and do stuff on the computer. I don't like doing stuff on the computer. And I just don't understand why nothing is coming up. This is what's strange to me. It's very weird. Why I can't open anything up. It's odd. Because I've done it earlier with everybody else, so that's what I don't understand. I go into notifications. Maybe I need to follow her. Jesus Christ, what is the problem? There it is. I must have to follow her. I didn't have to do that earlier. That's weird. What is wrong with this thing? This computer is stupid. Now I gotta send her a message in order to call the phone. I don't know. This is a strange. I didn't do none of this earlier today. I didn't do none of this extra stuff. Weird.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, my.
Had to go to Tokyo. Had to go to Tokyo to get to you.
It's long distance.
Golly. Turn your background down, baby.
How do I do this?
No, you're fine. I'm just saying, if you got something playing in the background, like your TV or something, just turn it down.
Oh, no.
Because I hear,
just me.
I hear some noise in the background. Is what I'm saying.
Do you realize there's nothing? There's nobody here.
Well, maybe I'm going crazy.
Maybe
No,
you are.
I'm echoing. I'm echoing. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, maybe because I'm on headphones?
Yeah, take the headphones off.
Wait, hold on. Hold on a second.
I mean, the Instagram, it's just like that Facebook. They're going to make you do what they want you to do. I have not had to hit follow to send a person a message or call them. Now, all of a sudden, I don't know. It's just very strange. It's very
I
weird.
can hear you though. Wait.
Okay, let's take a dive. Give me your opinion.
Okay, I just found out about this case.
Okay.
This is weird.
Okay.
Very weird. Like, I would know where my friends are.
So what
And they
happened?
are all dead.
Say what?
They are. They all died. I swear. This is no lie. They all died. Within like 2 years. Within 2 years.
Oh, okay.
My best friend, the one you'll see me on Instagram. She was she was like my sister for
Okay.
46 years. So I do know where my friends are. Like, I would know.
Okay.
Like, if my friends aren't coming back in my house
Okay.
and I have nothing to hide, I'd be like, what's going on? Like, where
Okay.
are they?
After everything that you heard in the chat and what was repeated, what do you think happened, Em?
Oh, I think it's something sinister. Something's not right. Not all three.
Such
You
as what?
know,
Such as what?
he had to do something. He had to probably drug him up or something.
Okay.
And maybe they went out and had a cigarette, and he just, didn't let him back in. And I don't know
Okay, but they have their own cars. They have their own cars.
if the kids were in the house.
Well, I thought about that too.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure
Okay, but
out.
I can go knock on a neighbor's door. But you got to
Oh, I
remember,
know.
if they are drugged and ran out, then they fell out outside. So that's scenario number one. Drug, laced with something, got sick, ran out of the house to try to get help, but they fell out, snowed on them. He don't know nothing, or he does know something. See, it's several ways we can twist this around. I'm in a dumbfound situation right now.
It's not like if something's going to hit you really fast. I mean, there's more, but I would suspect like fentanyl, just to like be in the pot or something, because all it takes is like a grain,
Mhm.
and that'll kill you, me. It's so potent.
Okay, so let's go here. They shared the fentanyl, but he didn't pass out.
Right? Maybe he didn't smoke. No, I
Okay.
don't feel like smoking tonight.
Okay.
And if you're drunk, maybe you're not going to even think
Okay.
about
Okay.
it twice.
Okay. So how did they get outside?
You can't smoke in my house.
Okay.
I'm just fishing because
Okay.
I'm just trying to. It's baffling. It truly is baffling
Okay.
how three of your friends are outside, and he's home
In the cold.
to sit in his house free.
Mhm.
That to me is odd.
Okay.
I hope the toxicologist will tell us something. Like, this doesn't make sense. You all three can't be that shit face.
So let's go here. It's not fentanyl. It's not drugs. It's something deliberate he's given them. He works at the AIDS research or some type of something I pulled up.
It has to be some in their drink. He'd have to lace their drink. He'd have to. Because it's going to pass out. Is in that type of weather. I know I'm not going to go out there and smoke outside in that type of weather.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless, especially if they don't have their coat on. If they just ran out just say they went out to smoke a joint, and they assumed they were going to get back in. But see, fentanyl will drop you so fast, and you're not going to, you won't even know that you fell out until you see the pearly gates, I guess. Because I live in a big city, and people are always like, "Oh, there's an OD," and I'm like, "Are you surprised?" Like, it's nothing but junkies down in the shopping area. It's homeless, a lot of homeless people, a lot of drug dealers down there.
Yeah. But we're not talking about people outside getting high. We're talking about people inside watching the game.
Hmm?
How are they outside? Why are they outside?
I would maybe, if they were outside, I would say to smoke a joint, maybe.
And everybody passed out outside, but only one person was on the porch.
Yeah. Maybe he got to the porch area. Maybe he started getting loopy, and that's where he fell out.
So the other two are farther out.
Yeah,
Don't know how far out though. That's the problem.
yeah. We don't see the crime scene. I have to check this out.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then there's dogs. Allegedly he had dogs, and then somebody says that they weren't there. I don't know if that's true or not. That makes no sense. Why would the dogs be gone?
No, that's a Don Wells story. The dogs weren't. The dogs
God,
weren't
stop.
there.
I'm not laughing at you. Because I don't want to laugh at this story. I don't want to laugh. Oh,
Like,
wow.
a little bit of Don's.
Oh,
The dogs ain't here. That sounds good. Worse for him. Oh, I don't know.
It's bad. This is bad. This is really
Yeah,
bad.
it's really sad. It's sad
This is very
because
sad.
lives,
Yes,
three
it's
lives
horrible.
are lost, and that's what's that's what's sad.
I don't know if the guys had
Gosh.
kids or not, but I know they had family and a lot of friends, and all the services are this weekend. Or next
And if
weekend.
they were
Next
all part
weekend.
of a group too,
It's just
I
horrible.
mean, it's worse.
Yeah,
It
it is.
a singular death. But then if it's a group of friends,
Yeah.
then we're involved in a group of friends. That's a major.
But what
you know,
makes him look like he's
Ugh.
guilty? Why would I pack up? Even if, let's say, I didn't wake up, I was drunk. They knocked on the door and I came to. I'd been drinking all weekend. The next 2 days, I never looked outside. I never looked at the cars parked on the side of the house. Why would I pack up? See, that's where it shows some type of guilt, because now I've packed up my stuff. They've got pictures of U-Hauls at the house.
Mhm. Oh, then he really knew. See, I just popped onto your channel about just before the poll came out, and I briefly heard about this story. I think when you were going off the last live,
Okay.
I ended up falling asleep.
Okay.
And I'm looking around for my son. I'm like, okay, well, I guess you're not here.
Okay.
So that's what I did. I didn't really know too much. I didn't know it was that long went by. Oh no, he's hiding some. If you all's there and he's trying, they're gonna figure you out.
Mhm.
Who lived here? Oh, Joe Smith.
Lady Tar Heel says it was 20 degrees when the Chiefs the Miami game that night. So that's cold. That's colder. That's colder than 39.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's below freezing.
But you know what? This is, I shouldn't be saying this out loud, but okay. We had my grandson's birthday here at my house, and my girlfriend, the one that just passed away, her son-in-law was a junkie, right? And why did this girl bring him to my house? I was mental. He's just falling out all over the place. He goes out on the balcony because you can't smoke in the house with my grandson here. Sorry, go out to the balcony. And we forgot about Jerry. And then it's like, where is he? Well, he can only be out there. And there he was,
20.
nodded out. And thank God, I was pissed. I was like, why did you bring him here? First and foremost, it's ridiculous.
So who brought him?
My other
Slow down. Who brought him?
My niece. It was my niece's ex. Thank God, it's her ex now. Boyfriend at the time.
Oh.
They were young. They had kids. So I guess she thought she could change them. And I'm like, sweetheart, you're not going to change them.
Okay.
Nothing's going to change him. But yeah, we forgot that he was out there on the balcony because I wasn't paying any mind to him. Really, I was more mad that he was here.
Okay, but you have
Because
other people, but this is the point. You have people who are walking around and functioning and talking, so you're not going to be watching everybody in a house.
No.
Okay,
And like I said,
so what are you trying to say? They were on drugs and what, the other guy went to sleep?
He went out to the balcony to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
So obviously you could sit down on some chairs.
Yeah, but I'm talking about his situation. How does he not know his own friends are outside?
Yeah. Well, we just figured, after a while, they went out, because we didn't know where he was. It's like, wait a minute, he's missing, and it's been a while, and he was outside.
Okay, so how many people were at your house for the party?
There might have been about 10 people here. It wasn't a big occasion.
Okay.
It was like late, after dinner type thing, like dinner,
Okay.
sit down, pizza, chips, cake, stuff like that.
Okay.
So, yeah, probably about 10, 12 people tops. It's just nobody was outside with them, so there was really nobody to watch them. No, I think it was my responsibility to watch them. I thought at this point he got up and walked outside.
Okay.
So I don't know how dope affects people. I figured, okay, well, he's out of it. He's up and he wants a cigarette. So I guess.
Well, what I don't
okay.
understand is your niece had to know he was out of it when she picked him up.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what when I pulled into the bathroom, I was like, why would you bring him here? There's a lot of people here that
What did she say?
don't agree with drugs, and
What did she say,
I don't
honey?
agree with them.
Well, what did she
Exactly.
say?
Why would you bring him here? This is a child's birthday party.
Anna, what did she
Yeah.
say?
Oh, she'd rather have him with them so she could watch him. I'm like,
Oh,
bring him
Lord.
to his grandmother's house. Don't bring him to my house.
Mm.
Because I live in a building, and it's not a big building, and I don't want people like that being seen leaving in my house. Open your eyes, little boy. That was sad about it because he was so young. I just didn't. I was just mad that he was here.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, I had no idea he was even out. I saw him go out there, but, I was busy in the kitchen doing this, doing that, bullshit with sorry, didn't mean to curse, BS with my girlfriend Jane, and really wasn't paying any mind to him because it's just how it was. Everybody kind of separates and goes into groups.
Okay. I'm going to read somebody's comment, okay? Somebody said, what if they were leaving at the same time, got in their cars, but went, whoa, something is very, very wrong, and tried to get back into the house, and they didn't make it, and the friend, very good point, yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah. I have to read up on this. This is why it's sad. It's very sad.
Let me play it again. Hold on. Wicked, wicked, wicked.
It sure is. I don't need a friend like that, that's for sure. What would make you do something like that? That's the other point. Were you that mad at your friends?
Well, people are like that, though.
Yeah, that's true. Or you want to play scientist and maybe try to, get him in his state and then try to revive him. I don't know.
Hold on.
I'm trying to figure his little brain out there, or non-brain, really. I don't get it. I've never been on a panel before. It's just kind of cool.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I was always scared to get up and talk to somebody on a panel. Yeah, I don't want to bore anybody. If I'm boring you, just say, okay, time to go. 'Cause I don't know too much of the story.
Well, that's okay. I'm gonna play it for you.
Okay, cool.
Happy hippie, Miami Dolphins lost that night. Okay. Well, a whole lot was lost that night besides that game.
Oof.
A bizarre story out of Kansas City remains a mystery tonight. 3 men found dead outside of a friend's home after they'd all gone over to watch the Chiefs game with him last Sunday. A living friend whose home they had gone to never contacted the police, claiming the 3 men identified as 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 37-year-old David Harrington, and 36-year-old Clayton McGinney froze to death outside of his home. According to Kansas City police, loved ones were trying to get in touch with the men, but were not getting responses. That's when the fiance of one of them went to the home. No one answered the front door. The woman broke through a basement window and found a body on the back porch. 2 other bodies were found by the police in the backyard shortly after. Now, some family and friends are not buying the explanation that, 3 guys just freeze to death outside someone's home when they went to watch a football game.
Let's go back and look at the house so you all can get a view of what the house
A
looks
living
like.
friend whose home they had gone to never contacted the police, claiming the 3 men identified as 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 37-year-old David Harrington, and 36-year-old Clayton McGinney froze to death outside of his home. According to Kansas City police, loved ones were trying to get...
Let's pause right there. There's a house directly next door to the right, a lower house, rancher. His house is 2 level, maybe 3. As you can see, the driveway, you would not be able to see the driveway unless you're looking out those back windows, 3 little windows facing over the garage. So depending on where he sleeps, hangs out, you can't see the cars. And I would assume the people would park inside of the driveway.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay?
You'd
So,
be in the driveway.
you then have to ask the 3 windows close to the chimney. They sit halfway over the 2 garage doors. What windows are those? Bathroom windows? A spare bedroom window? Because if they're rooms that he didn't sleep in, 1, he wouldn't be looking out those windows to know that the cars were there if we're going to say he was drinking, inebriated, or under the influence of something. You now have a tall fence around the house. So, what is the truth? We also see a window screen down on the ground in front of the 2 windows facing the street, facing the mailbox. What happened here?
Oh my gosh.
in touch with the men, but were not getting responses. That's when the fiance of one of them went to the home. No one answered the front door. The woman broke through a basement.
Oh, below
window and
zero.
found the
Okay,
body on
20
the
to
back
30
porch.
degrees below.
2 other
Oh,
bodies were found by
they
police
said
in the
39.
backyard shortly after.
Oh
Some
my
family
God,
and
that's
friends are not
you
buying the
died so
explanation
fast
that,
up there.
3 guys just freeze to death outside someone's home when they went to watch a football game. David Harrington's mother, Jennifer Marquez, recently spoke to our Kansas City affiliate to air her frustrations.
I'm furious. Everybody's furious. Nobody believes this story.
Friends of the 3 men also took to social media to air their anger. One friend saying, "This man was inside his home alive. All my friends were dead in his yard for Lord knows how long. They were all hanging out since after the game Sunday. He knew people were looking for them. He read messages of people searching for him on Tuesday. My husband banged on his door for 20 minutes. My friend banged on the door and then busted a window and yelled and announced her presence while she's inside, and still nothing from him. Then the cops come 10 minutes later, and he comes out nonchalant in his boxers with an empty wine glass in his hand. Nothing is adding up. Dave, Clay, and Ricky need and deserve justice. They didn't deserve this." Autopsy results are currently pending, but as of now, the police are saying no signs of foul play. And they're not treating this as a homicide investigation. That seems curious, right? They just died? They just froze? I'm sure we're going to get more information once the autopsies come out, but I'm even trying to think about how this could happen, right? They go to the game, they watch the game, they go outside, they can't get back into the house, but what, none of them had cell phones? I mean, I just don't understand it. Anyway, big show tomorrow. We're covering all things crime.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
What happened?
That's terrible. That is terrible. But if it's 39 below zero,
Yeah,
and if you're
because they didn't say 39 below. It just said 39. That's a big difference.
Oh.
No, I don't know. Because they're saying, people in the chat are saying something else. So I don't know. Because I don't know if it's a misprint or what. That's what you got to ask yourself. Snow or no snow? Was snow already on the ground, or it snowed after they passed out? So you got to ask all those questions.
Right. Or did he drag him out of his house?
Exactly.
And then it snowed.
Exactly.
Thinking,
And then the
like
snow
it's-
covered them up. Yes.
yeah. I guess we don't have to wait for that autopsy report. That'll just explain it all. Because what's the odds of 3 people just dying? Because I'm not going to stand there and wait for my friend. I'll go to a neighbor's house. Please, can you at least let us sit in your garage till, my girlfriend could come pick us up because this lunatic locked us out of the house.
Yeah. But that doesn't make any sense, sweetheart. They have their own cars.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if their keys were, like if everything was left on the cocktail table.
Okay, true. So they left their stuff inside. They didn't think to break in a window like that lady did.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's what I would have done. That's why
If you're angry enough, listen, if you're angry enough that your things are inside, you're going to break in, or you're going to go to a neighbor's and say, hey, something's going on with a friend. He's locked us out. You're still not going to freeze to death outside because you're going to keep banging and banging until somebody lets you in.
Yeah, unless there was something very quickly that knocked them out. That's the only thing that I think that could happen if they were to fall out that fast. It had to have been something really, really quickly to poison them.
Their fear is that they haven't been told anything and they don't believe Willis' story, him behaving indifferent, saying they must have froze to death and that he was drunk and sleeping. Well, he's got to tell the police something, so that's probably what he told them, that he had been drinking for 2 days. So then we got to ask that, why did you go to work? Did he ever go to work?
Yeah.
Did he leave the house? Anybody see him coming out on the doorbell camera? Did he take anything out of the house? Put anything in the garbage can? Where was his car parked? Where were their cars parked? Off-street parking, in the driveway? Because if their car's in the driveway, then he couldn't get out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He'd have to get their keys and move every car.
And then he comes to the door, the wine bottle in his hand. How convenient.
Wine glass, yeah. Empty.
Wine glass, yeah. How
Mhm.
convenient. Like,
Well,
let me just
Maybe
add
he's
to
a
the
drunk.
story.
Maybe he's a drunk.
It could be. I guess really you don't know your neighbors. That's how it goes. I guess so.
Well, that's my point about this story. I don't know what happened in that house, but you don't know people, and you don't know how people will react in case of an emergency or something goes wrong. And that's why I posed the question to the chat. Do you know your friends? Do you all know your friends well? Do you know how a person will react in case of an emergency, something goes down? Do you have that type of friend that's going to go to bat for you? They're going to call 911. They're going to call the ambulance. They're going to try to do CPR. Do you have those type of friends? I think everybody needs to assess that situation after listening to the story, because either way, whether it was intentional, poison, locked out the house, it still shows some form of malice.
Yeah, it's just, not 3 people
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
locked out, drunk. It is. This story just stinks. It smells bad.
Yeah,
It really does. And I guess they can't really arrest them until
the autopsy.
Toxicology comes
I
back.
think what they're going to do is it's going to be the obvious.
Yeah.
They've investigated the house, pulled everything out. They probably tested everything on the guy's fingernails, hair, organs. They're going to go to the neighbors to check for doorbell cameras to see how everybody looked coming in, who all came out. Anybody else came to the house? Did the homeowner leave the house? Did you see him bring out trash? All that's going to be relevant.
Right.
To see if he covered up anything or threw anything in the dumpster or got in his car and went anywhere.
And if the garbage trucks came, well, Monday was, what is today? I'm so terrible. Today's Friday?
Mhm.
Is today Friday?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I was so sad to say. All right, well, you have to figure, did the garbage trucks come? If he did throw something out, will they find that? Will
Probably
they
not.
be able to find his...
2 days now.
That's,
You'd have to go. They'd have to go through the trash. They'd have to go because they have a number system, I think, but somebody had to go through all that.
Mm-hmm. Just like with Baby Quentin, you know, like thank God they knew what section he was from, so what
Right. But
was that day.
But all that went to the fact that she's seen on the camera at the trailer park dumping the baby.
Yeah.
Imagine if you didn't have a camera. If you didn't have a camera, you wouldn't know where to go look.
No. Thank God. Thank God you were seen.
Okay, I'm going to read somebody's comment. This man, Willis IA, supposed to be the leading international head scientist of the AIDS vaccine. Yeah, I told them that. He was renting the Kansas house. It is known that he last lived in San Diego for a number of years. Okay, Pix. I read them that information about the head scientist of the vaccination place.
Huh. Strange. Just it's very strange.
The AIDS, this AIDS, or however you want to word it, vaccination company adds more mystery and depth to the story.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd already assumed that, let's just say this is a guy who's mad, angry, and he's taking revenge out on his friends. This is before I even knew he worked at the AIDS place. I just knew he was a scientist. I didn't know what type of scientific work he did. I said, what if it's a matter of he brought an experimental drug and laced their food or their drinks just to see what would happen? Or he did it on purpose because he's angry with one or both or all. You know, I don't know. I don't know him.
Yeah. You'd have to assume something like that, like he's playing God or something. I don't know.
Somebody says the weather that night was very dangerous to be outside. Yeah, because I thought it was 39 degrees. You all are saying 39 below. That's a difference.
My God.
So I don't know. I have to check the forecast
I did see
again.
on Instagram, they were showing the Chicago, the river, I don't know what river goes through Chicago, that it was frozen.
Oh, yeah. The one downtown.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
They were showing that a little clip, like a little reel.
Well, if the river's frozen, then that means the whole damn lake is frozen. Lake Michigan is frozen.
Yeah. You see, I'm in Lower New York, and there was no school today. It was supposed to snow. It didn't snow. And then the other day, maybe Tuesday, we got a half an inch of snow. No school. I mean, it's a half an inch of snow. You can't, nobody could drive in this anymore. But we don't even get snow down here anymore.
So where do you live? Do you live in New York City or no?
Right up from New York City. Right up from the Bronx.
Oh, you live in the Bronx or near the Bronx?
No, right, probably about 5 minutes from the Bronx.
So you don't live in New York City, you live outside?
Right, yeah, right outside the city, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. In Westchester County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's the temperature? What's the temperature there right now?
I don't even know. To tell you the truth, I haven't left my house all day.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't out today.
Well,
I know it's cold. It's cold.
I know it's cold in here because I'm freezing in my room.
Yeah.
I'm in my room.
And my balcony faces the river, so it gets cold in here.
Oh, I'm sure.
I have to put the stove on. Yeah. Only our side of the building gets cold, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else you'd like to add before I check out of here? Because I'm almost at 3 hours.
No,
Okay.
but I'm gonna go on Instagram now.
Okay.
And that's usually my little thing.
Okay.
I hit Instagram late and see what's going on in this crazy world.
Well, thank you for joining me, Miss Anna.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And good night, everybody.
All right, baby.
It's
Thank
been
you.
fun.
Stay warm, okay?
You too.
Okay, honey.
Bye, Queen.
Bye-bye.
It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too, sweetheart.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. That's Anna. I'm almost at 3 hours. I didn't know this much time was going to go by. It rained so much yesterday that waterfalls were going into the road. Okay, where are you, Hyacinth? Where are you located? Well, it's cold here. I've got my bedroom door open and all that air is flowing in here like doors are open and windows are open. That's how cold my bedroom is right now. And I usually stay back in here because this is the only way I can stay warm is under the covers. I can't even sit in my living room. I can only sit in there during the day when I can stand to be in there, but I just don't even use the living room. It's like I'm just heating this place for nothing because I don't even use the living room. I just go from the bathroom to the kitchen to back in here with the door shut because it's just that cold. And I've got the heat on what? I think it's 69, and it's I'm in bad shape. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm in real bad shape. Real bad shape. Did the man lock them outside? Maybe the snow made it impossible to get the cars out of the snow. They had a bad snowstorm to hit Kansas. I don't know, Tar Heel. I have to go back and look at the weather for the day that they went missing. Let me go do that now while I'm on the live before I check out of here. Let me go in Google, and then we'll see. Oregon coast with the most. Oregon, beautiful place. From the pictures I've seen, I would love to go to the Pacific Northwest one day to visit. Oh God, what is wrong with this thing? Oh, they just always trying to sell you something on these. You've been selected. I don't want to be selected. I'm trying to open this thing up. Why won't you let me in here? No thanks. I'm not in the mood. I'm trying to read this article. I can't even get out of here. Okay, here we go. Kansas City Star, Saturday the 20th. Oh, God. This thing won't even let me. Wants to know my political. Jesus Christ. Come on. Nobody wants to let you read a story. Ever. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. I don't know why it's not taking me to the story. This is weird. I gotta find another story. There we go. This is today. It keeps jumping me out. Oh, Lord. Let me get out of here. I don't do computers and stuff. I could care less about a computer. No time for this nonsense. This computer's like it's got its own mind. Oh my God. I live in a drinking town with a fishing problem. Girls, you are crazy. Let me find something that's a few hours ago. Oh, Jesus. This is still News Nation. Just read News Nation. Earlier this month, so this is January. Let me see. Sunday, January 7th. There we go. So they started on the Sunday, January 7th. Okay? They were found Tuesday, January 9th. What is the deal? Stop it. She broke through the basement, found one man dead on the back porch, and called the police, who found the two other men also deceased in the backyard. See, that's just crazy. So, January 7th, found 2 days later. Okay, so that's where I'm getting ready to go. January 7th, Kansas City. I'll do it myself. Hold on. AccuWeather. All right, everybody. Let's look at the weather. January 7th. I don't understand this weather chart. Looks like 37 for the high and the low 30. If I'm reading it correctly. The temperature is sitting above the date. And it started dropping down low until the 12th. Low was 9. But on the 7th, that Sunday, the low would have been on that early morning. Let's say it went into the wee hours, 27 degrees. So that's about right. Monday would have been at 39 degrees for the high and 27 for the low. So it wasn't below that night. Yeah, but I don't see it. It's got 37 for the high and low 30. It doesn't say below. It doesn't say minus. It didn't get down minus until last week. -7. This week, rather, really. Yeah, it didn't drop down to this week in the minuses. I'm looking at it. AccuWeather, Kansas City, Missouri. How can a person move out of a place when it is a crime scene? Well, honey, he don't care nothing about that. Well, that's the reason why the family said they didn't believe that they froze, because obviously it couldn't have been that cold. Because that was the first reading I got in an article that it was like 39 degrees for the high. And right here, I'm sitting here looking above the date of the 7th. It's got 37. And the low under that is 30. I don't know. I don't know, honey. This is just a weird story. Lord have mercy, it's weird. 3 people gone. Sad. I don't understand. And they said January is the coldest month of the year in Kansas City. Average temperature minus 0.5 Celsius. That'd be 31 Fahrenheit. Oh, I don't know. Rarely falling below 7 Fahrenheit or exceeding 38 Fahrenheit. Daily low temperatures are around 24 Fahrenheit. It's very bizarre. I don't know, you guys. I haven't the slightest idea what the hell went on out there. Thank you all so much for joining me. I looked at all the Facebook pages of the men. All think the scientists made some bad stuff. Say what, Smoky Mountain? All think the scientists made some bad stuff. What do you mean? Oh, you're welcome anytime, honey. You're welcome, Prismo. Well, I'm not going to hold you all because it's late. It's 3 hours in and I need to warm myself up. But prayers to the families. I pray none of them had children because that's a devastating thing to have to tell a child that their father's not coming home. It's just a bad situation. Yes, I know I'm boring, honey. That's why you're in the chat listening. This is such a horrible, horrible situation. I pray for these people because they're going to need our prayers. I have no idea what happened in that house. I'm so befuddled. I just don't know what to do. Because your mind can wander 1,000 different ways. What was going on with these people? What were they into? Were they into something nefarious? Why is he the only one that survived? Is this an issue that somebody got sick or drugged, or they took some drugs and they were trying to get out because they weren't feeling good to get to their car to go to the hospital? Everybody was running out but passed out instead, and then he was in there inebriated and didn't know. But that means he would have had to been in his house for what, 2 days, and never looked outside, never looked out the backyard, never looked out those windows to see the cars sitting in the driveway or off the street. I don't know, because I don't even know. I don't even know where the cars were parked, if they were all parked in the driveway or parked on the street. So who knows? You stay cozy too. Say something about dead birds. He could have been close to God himself. What are you talking about? Hello, Hollow. What are you talking about, Smoky Mountain? Overdose. Well, I'm sure many people are probably going to think that, but you still have to, even if the guys use some type of narcotic or drug, you still can't explain the homeowner not knowing his friends are outside. Their cars are parked outside his house. So that means he never left his house. So he doesn't have a job? They say he worked for this AIDS research, vaccination research, so he never went to work? He was on vacation? What? You didn't hear somebody breaking into your house? The girl announced herself. You didn't say, well, who is it? What are you doing in my house? It's just crazy. Were they all on hell's bells? What are you talking about, Tacos? Break it down. I don't know what you mean. I don't know these people from a can of paint. I don't know what they're into. You know, you got your little rumors circulating on TikTok about the homeowner being into drugs, this and that. I don't know. I don't know him from a can of paint. I don't know what he was into. I don't know what the young men were into, the men that were there. I'm not here to make any allegations of what they were into. I just find his behavior strange. After the fact that they say text messages were read, that's suspicious. So that means you had to have known that they were out there, because why would you be reading their text messages? If somebody's messaging you saying, hey, answer, hey, where are you? You don't respond, but they can see, the person who sent the message can see that you are reading them, then somebody's looking at the phone. So that's very, very suspicious. So now you're talking about what? He had all 3 men's phones in his house. He's looking at the messages from other people. That shows complicity right there. No matter what happened, you're complicit. Because why are you looking at some people's phones that are outside dead? That makes no sense. My apologies, Queen. I was thinking the guys were watching the playoff game when it was below 20. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's allegedly what they went over there for, was to watch the game. I don't know how they got outside. Hell's bells, the drug makes you hallucinate. It's the flour, boil and make a tea drink. I don't know. See, I don't know anything about that. I think they had all been drinking heavily and took a little snort mixed with fentanyl. Could be. But you cannot explain the behavior, kind of like the stuff we talk about with another case. Your behavior afterwards is suspect. Accident, overdose. Why are you behaving suspicious afterwards? Why are you still sitting in your house 2 days? So now we got to ask, what time did she break into the house? Nighttime, daytime, morning, what? You have a job, why aren't you at your job? Why are you looking in dead men's phones if they're outside dead? So that means what? The phones were left inside, you saw them ringing, you looked at them, you didn't ask yourself why the phones are left there? 3 different phones are sitting in your house and you don't ask yourself, well, why are all these phones in here? Why did they leave their phones in here? You don't even look at the messages to see, hey, where are you at? We're worried. That shows complicity. Maybe he has alcohol poisoning, stay bed days, or on the toilet. Not sure if Hell's Bells even grows. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. The people say somebody was reading the phone. So that's suspicious right there. People are outside dead. You don't look outside a kitchen window, door. You allegedly had dogs. Dogs have to go to the restroom. They have to potty. Somebody says dogs were not there. Don't have verification of that. Okay? Somebody has to now break in the house. Police is called. You say, oh, well, they must have froze to death. That's your only explanation. Or did he tell him he had been drinking? I don't know. But why are you moving? You're renting the house. Okay, so what? You're packing up. Why? Why would you all of a sudden be packing up after the police come and find your friends dead? This all looks suspicious. No matter what actually happened, intentional, accidental, overdose, poison, deliberate, your behavior is suspect thereafter, which shows you knew the people were dead outside. And that's a problem. So no matter what they find in them, once they show that you've looked at the cell phone and they timed the death versus the time the people sent the messages, it's going to show somebody read this message at this time. Because when you go on your cell phone, somebody sends you a text message and you read the text message, there's a time on that. So when they do the autopsy, they're going to put the death at a certain time. So if that time shows death at 1 a.m., somebody sent a message at 1:20 a.m., the message was read. See where I'm going? Oh, yes, of course. Landlord may have kicked him out. May have. I guarantee he's being watched. I'm sure he is. They were together for more than 50 hours before families became concerned, and the fiance broke and found 3 outside, and Bruce Willis was sleeping drunk, awake with empty wine glass, rock bottom. Okay. Well, I did read that I believe that sometimes the guys would spend the night. So perhaps they spent the night. They had plans on making it an all-day thing, not go to work. I think that's odd because most people have to work on Mondays. And the 10th was not a holiday. I mean, that next day wasn't a holiday. I mean, the 8th wasn't a holiday. We didn't have a holiday until this past Monday. So I don't know what's going on. I haven't the foggiest idea. But I thank you all for tuning in. When I get an update pertaining to this story, I will bring it to you. I will also bring you an update pertaining to my other stories. At the beginning of this live, this is very winded. I'm trying to do shorter lives. I don't know why they just keep going so long. But I brought you information about Scott Peterson. He's getting a new trial. Los Angeles Innocence Project is going to be handling that trial. I also brought you Chad Daybell's update. His lawyer has chosen to recuse himself because of non-payment, but the judge ruled against it, so he has to continue representing Mr. Chad Daybell. Ruby Frankie's husband, Kevin, is seeking restitution for mental evaluations and testing and things that the children have to go through. He's suing Jody Hildebrandt. Why he's not suing his wife, I don't know, but I feel like you are just as guilty as Jody and the wife, because you left your family for a year. That's my personal opinion on that. Alec Baldwin has been indicted for the rush shooting of the young lady on set. And Brian Kohlberger, his attorneys are seeking unsealed documents. The Uvalde shooting has 600 pages released by the Department of Justice. And the finding is that 11 officers did not do due diligence to assess the scene and apprehend the suspect. 77 minutes elapsed. And Meghan and Harry have a tell-all book coming out. And inside of that book, you're going to hear allegations that they did not get permission from the Queen to name the baby Lilibet, which was the Queen's nickname. I just threw that in there because I just thought this was the craziest thing I'd ever heard. But nonetheless, those are my updates. I will bring you more updates pertaining to breaking news. Check my community page. I don't always cover a story, but if I see a story that's interesting, I will post it to my community page. And Scott Peterson, I do not understand what the hell's going on out there in California. He got a new trial, I think, because of all that mess with one of the jury members didn't reveal that she had been abused, if I'm not mistaken. That's how that got started. So he was able to get a new trial. And a jury member has come forward to say, well, if the state didn't show us everything to prove their case, then yes, he does deserve to have a new trial, whatever. I don't know. That still sounds like some BS too. But a detective has said, I believe no matter what, trial number 2, he will still get the same verdict. Those are my updates. And also, it has been said that Miss Allie Harris, the mother of Boy H, has passed away. I do not have it verified. Just a few people on her Facebook page giving their condolences along with other negative comments, but I don't have verification that she has passed, but that is what's being said. But once again, we've heard a lot of that for a whole week, so I don't know. I will wait to see an obituary. When I see an obituary, I will gladly show it on this network and post it to my community page for verification that the lady has passed away. Thank you all so much for joining me. God bless all of you. Good morning. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $sign DeGangie, 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. You all have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm. Once again, Happy New Year. Welcome all new subscribers and viewers. More to come on this network. I will pick a hot topic for tomorrow for your enjoyment. I think I'm going to do a hypothetical question, and it's going to be pertaining to, how shall I say, if you found out something, what would you do? That's going to probably be tomorrow's topic. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for joining me. You have been listening to The Vault XL. Bye. Thank you.